Hello viewers, how are you? I hope all be fine and you will be enjoying your time. So today we'll be talking about speaking. Normally speaking test takes place before the main IELTS test or after the main IELTS test. Most of the students, they are not very much in practice of speaking and they have got some fears that how they will speak, how they will present themselves before the examiner while taking the test. In our video, we'll discuss certain important points, strategies, tips and tricks which can help you to go through this speaking test. Watch our video completely and at the end of our video, you'll be in a better position to take this test effectively and get through it. The total timing of speaking test is around 11 to 14 minutes. So there are three major parts of speaking test. So number one is introduction and interview. It takes around 4 to 5 minutes to complete. Number two is individual long turn. It takes place 3 to 4 minutes. And part three is two-way discussion. It takes 4 to 5 minutes. So in part one, introduction and interview, examiner introduces himself or herself. He or she may ask you to show your identity in the form of passport or ID card. So you should bring your passport or ID card along with you while taking the speaking test. So further, the examiner initiates the discussion by asking some general questions about your home, family, about yourself, about your town, about your education. So you should speak quite comfortably and you should not hide anything while telling them. Like don't boast up, don't exaggerate or don't underestimate whatever is truth, whatever is real. Just tell him or her simply that you have interest in games, sports, writing, speaking, reading, whatsoever. You watch movies, you should tell about your hometown, about your native city. You should tell about your interests as well. You can tell about your family. So you should be having these points in your mind that the examiner can ask you these things. These are the things which we normally speak, which we normally discuss with our friends. So in part two, individual long term, the examiner gives you a task card which has some topic to speak about for 1 to 2 minutes. This topic includes the title and few key points you have to cover during your speaking. So you are given 1 minute to prepare yourself on the topic. Like you can do brainstorming, you can write points on some paper, fine. And then you have to speak about 1 to 2 minutes on that topic. So during this, you should not stop, you should speak continuously. Try to cover all those points which have been mentioned on the card as well as you have written on your paper. So there should be some logical cohesion between your points and the points should be related to the main topic. Don't digress, don't talk here and there. Be focused on that topic, be focused on those points which have been mentioned on the card. So yes, it will leave a very good impression on the mind of the examiner that the person can speak fluently to the point and he or she has covered all the important points which were mentioned on the task card. At the end of your speaking, the examiner may ask you few questions related to your topic. Like it may be 2, 3 questions which he or she has observed while you are speaking. So he can ask some follow-up questions related to that topic on which you have spoken. Part 3 is two-way discussion about 4 to 5 minutes. The examiner can ask you some further questions related to the topic which you have covered in part 2 or on which you have spoken in the previous part. So he can have some further discussion, exhaustive discussion, more general discussion, more general questions related to the topic in order to get your viewpoint on the topic in general or at a larger scale. For example, in part 2, you were asked to speak on your favorite teacher. And then in part 3, in a longer discussion, you may ask about the overall education system in your country or the overall education standard quality in your country. So yes, it is related with the topic in part 2, but in part 3, you can have more extended discussion related to the same topic. There are few points which are considered by the examiner to assess your speaking quality, to your speaking standard. First one is fluency and coherence, how much fluent you were and how the topic was connected, how the ideas were connected with each other while you are talking. Second one is vocabulary. Vocabulary is very, very important. It should be relevant, it should be easy to understand, and it should be different. You should not repeat some words time and again. You should use different words while speaking on any topic. Number three is correctness, correct grammar. How correctly you use grammar while speaking on the topic, because if you are not speaking in proper tenses, you are not using proper preposition, you are not using proper sentence structure, then it creates a bad impression on the mind of the examiner. And last one is pronunciation. Pronunciation is also very, very important. It doesn't mean that you are talking in the accent of native speakers or English people. You can speak in your own accent, you can speak in your own style, but your pronunciation should be correct. Like, for example, there's a word pizza, but the right pronunciation is pizza. Fine. Then there's another word asthma, but the right pronunciation is asthma. So there are certain words which are commonly used in a wrong manner. So you should focus on right pronunciation as well, because it is also very important to get a very good band in speaking test of IELTS. I hope this video will be helpful for you to get through the speaking test. So please subscribe my channel AJ Edufy, like, share and comment as well. Thank you very much. See you next time.